G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this episode I fixed the rear brake line that got damaged at Friday drift practice, and show you, if you haven't done it before, just sort of show you what's involved in cutting the lines and reattaching them and how they go together. And I changed the muffler as well. So I've had a thought, if I want to do any other events, like maybe do a track day at Lakeside or skid control event, something like that at Lakeside, then I need the car to be a bit quieter than it is. As much as it sounds awesome and sings with the loud exhaust on it, it's not going to be allowed at some little events and stuff like that that I would like to do in it. So I've got another muffler, and I haven't run this muffler since I raced at Lakeside in 2023, so I will be putting that on in this episode. So yeah, if you like to see more of this, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hope you enjoy. Cheers. I don't have the actual tape that you need, so we're just going to use a bit of electrical tape. What we do is run it around there as tight as you can, so when you cut it, I don't have cutters for this either, so I've just got a grinder. So when you cut it with a grinder, the idea of the tape is to keep all those strands of stainless steel braid all intact, so you can get that outer, out of there, slid back over and tightened up on the olive. Rightio, so I'm going to try and do two things at once here. Now, trouble is, because of how thick this is, you can't do too many rotations. So the stuff that you get is a bit thinner than that. Rightio. So you can, if you can see that, so that line itself has failed. It does look like it's been bending and compressing, but like I said, there's not a lot of travel in the back of this car, so I can't really sort of see how it's done it, but that's definitely fatigued and failed and blown through the line. Just trying to get the little olive out now, a little bit tricky. Rightio, I've turned the camera so it's a little bit glary, so just so you can get an idea, the olive goes over the Teflon line and then clamps down on that flange in there, so that pushes in there, which it's, you got to have a bit of some sort of lubricant on that. So push that in there, and then that goes over and that does up on that. But you kind of got to have these set at the angle that they're meant to be at, because you don't want to disturb them and move them too much. But within reason you can sort of move them, but there's a bit of a disclaimer, you don't really want to. You want to have them set exactly how they've got to be, so you put them straight on the car at the angle that they've got to be, so you don't want to be moving them. So just sort of showing you how that all goes together. I need to stick the 90 degree in the vise and do it up, but I don't have anything to hold the phone, so I'll show you it all done and tightened up. Rightio, so it's in, done, tightened up. As you can see, you really got to have them set where they go, because they tighten up on the line. So it pretty much clamps the line, kind of like a bit of a a rough description, but kind of like that, with the olive being in there. So it's all sort of a tapered seat, and when you do that up there, it pushes on it and clamps down on it. So you really don't want to go moving them once they're sort of set where they have to go. But the ends are obviously always a swivel. So I've got this all on, blowing it out with compressed air, so you make sure there's absolutely nothing in it and it's clean, and it's ready to go back on the car. Rightio, just to give you an idea exactly where it goes, it's kind of not a lot of room to move around here. So you got the bulkhead fitting there, and then this goes to the mount on top of the diff. So I haven't got that done up yet. So you can see what I've done for a setup here to the three-way lock mount. So that just attaches to the original mount on the diff there. So just got to do that up, and she's all sweet, ready to put some more fluid in it and bleed it. Rightio, so the brake line's all done and on. Another thing I'm going to change while I'm down here is this muffler that I put on here. So where that is there is where it joins. It's just got a bit of a slip joint there. So I'm going to undo that U-bolt, and I'm going to pull this off because the car is, well, a little loud probably to most people. And I've got a muffler that I'm going to put on it that I've already had on it, which I last had on it in 2023 when I had to race at Lakeside because of the noise restrictions there. So we had to quieten it down, so I'm all for it. If you want to race at a world famous racetrack and they've got noise restrictions, to keep that place going, you got to do what you can to quieten your car. It's the lesser of the evils. We don't want to see any more racetracks going and becoming housing developments and estates and stuff like that. So therefore I'm all for quietening the cars to keep everyone happy. But I also agree, if you buy a house near a train station, are you going to get the train station shut down? I think not. If you buy a house near a racetrack, you shouldn't have any say at all whether you should try and shut that racetrack down or not, because I think that is a crime on its own. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Rightio, two mufflers that I got, hot dog, and the other one, it's just got a step in it. Not sure if you can see it. You can see through it. So it's just got a little bit of a little chicane in it, just to sort of slow the gases down, make it a bit quieter. So we got loud muffler, not so loud muffler. So this little beauty's going back in. Okay, so I've got an L bracket there. That goes on there, it just all slips together. That bolt. It is not playing nice. And yes, I do have a 14mm ratchet somewhere. It has gone walkabout with my 10mm socket. Maybe they have some sort of thing going on. Let's not lose the nuts. we'll be going nuts. So great not having a hoist. Oh, it is just, it's not being nice to me. It's not playing fair. There we go. One on. One thing you don't get when you got a hoist is bitten by green ants. And I bet those boys that have hoists to work on their cars, they really miss those green ant bites. They're just so fantastic. That's when you know you're living in Australia. So the end of the muffler where it slips on, it's kind of belled out a bit and I couldn't get the U-bolt over it, so I just had to pull the U-bolt off. It's just one of those things, common sense. Just had to remember what I did because it's been a while since this has been on here. Right, yo. That's centered. Fun and games. Just a little bit more. That'll probably do it, I reckon. Well, there you go. She is on. Quite a muffler. Radio. She's back on the ground. Brakes bled. Quiet muffler on it. Let's have a listen, eh? I'll take that off. Fuel pump's on. side anyway. Amazing what a muffler does. Like a different muffler anyway. It's changed the note of this car so much. I'm not that much of a fan of it, but you know what? It's quiet. Puts it in a little bit of a stealth mode. So we can go do some other events at different tracks that have noise restrictions. So yeah, she's all good to go. Again. Done deal. Look at that. Steering wheel back on. Sorted. Yes, I still have that to finish off fixed. But yeah, just painted that black so it's sort of disguised a bit. But yeah, she's good to go again. Might try and get it out to another drift practice, not sure, we'll have to see. Yeah, see what happens anyway in the coming weeks and what we're going to do with it. But apart from that, probably not a whole lot. Wouldn't mind getting out to a couple of, maybe a track day, just to have a bit of a play around again around the circuit. So we'll see what happens, but there's a couple of car shows coming up that I'm going to be going to, so that'll be pretty much the weekend, because yeah, when you're running around like a mad hatter at a car show trying to get everything in, and it is a little draining. And but anyway, that's all for this episode, and stay tuned, and we'll see what we do with the Sprinter, whether we're going to do another drift or maybe a track day or what. But might try and get something done on the Supra soon, and I'll show you guys that. But anyway, take care guys, cheers.